It's time for the Hab-Normals podcast. All Habs, all the time. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Hab-Normals. And it's funny because the name of the show, of the podcast, is Hab-Normals. And tonight is going to be a very Hab-Normal night because everything pretty much we had planned has changed a little bit. So that's because we have if you've seen Matt Norton, please let us know. We don't know where he is right now. So please let us know. Look at your milk cartons, and his picture might be there. You might recognize him down the street walking around. Like, I don't know. We don't know where he is. So because of that, the fact that Matt's not here, and Matt had, I want to say just some information that's coming from some insiders, what they're hearing about the draft and stuff, and we're not just gonna and trades, and we're just not going to be able to access that because Harry and I both, we're not insiders. Neither is Matt, but he's got some good connections, and he had some stuff I wanted to talk about, and so it's kind of screwed up how this show is going to go. So you've got me, you got this guy over here. He's over here. You know what? If you go in that direction like long enough, you will end up being over here. And
that is true. I will.
Right?
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that.
Yes, you see? I watch. He's gonna walk through that wall in just a second. You're gonna
the shit I do for the podcast.
Yeah, he's forgotten there's a camera on him. So this is the kind of show you're gonna get tonight. We apologize, but we're going to do our best. So what we're going to talk about here tonight there's a few items that we've got, but our main topic here is we are going to attempt to do a Habs mock draft. I don't think I can go all 7 rounds with what I've got, but I've got like 7, maybe 8 guys that I think Habs might pick. And Harry, apparently, though, he's got it right to the end, so we're going to give you that. We're going to talk about that as well. We are going to give our, now I dare say, final thoughts on the top 10. Yet there's 2 days left to the draft as we're recording this. And man, things could change because it changes every day. We're going to attempt to give our best guesses as to how the top 10 or as much of it as we can go is going to look. We're going to try. Remember, it's a screwed up night here, so we're doing our best. There's a rumor out there about a Habs trade and getting back, I think, a good player. We're going to talk about this rumor without me giving it away right now. And then there's this, there's some Demidov stuff too, by the way. And another question I have about something else that I think I talked about it with Harry before. We're going to try to talk about that. And then there's this, and this is former Habs captain Shay Weber has been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. And at the same time, if you can read the bottom there, has had a second operation. So this is like really big news, and I'm going to read it to you. Shay Weber will be inducted into the Hockey Hall or the Hall of Fame. And what does it say there? And
on her first
year of membership. So I don't know when Shay Weber became a she. So is that
I don't know either.
Should we call it She Weber?
She Weber.
I don't know. So it's news to us. If you've heard about it, please let us know in the comment section because we didn't hear about it before. So. But Shay Weber has been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. So congratulations to our former captain who once retired, said Montreal. I kind of remember where that is. But no, never been there before. Seems like, right?
Basically at this point, yeah.
Right? Montreal? Yeah. Why does that name sound familiar to me? I don't know. It seems like that to me because he just hasn't come back ever. Seems like. Am I wrong?
Really? No.
Okay, immediately after, once or twice.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think it's because he's still under contract, so technically he can't, I think.
Is his contract still running?
Yeah, I think it runs for another year. I think.
Oh, so he's in Arizona. Okay,
Vegas,
I'll give him
actually.
that. I'll give him that. But there's no reason why he should not have announced to his fans here in Montreal that he has become she.
He should have. Yeah,
he should have. I think so. Let us know what you think in the comment section about that. But seriously, he has been inducted into.
Yeah.
Well,
congratulations.
Yeah, he's been inducted, right? He's inducted. He's in the hall.
Yeah, he will be inducted, and I think it's well deserved. Admittedly, a little surprised he gets in over Alex McGillney, but
I read that out there. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, a couple guys. McGillney, despite how he is recently, Theo Fleury, I think was deserving. Maybe not more than Weber, but definitely.
Theo Fleury probably screwed himself.
I think so too.
Because literally Theo Fleury has gone batshit crazy.
Yeah.
With conspiracy theories left and right and upside down and up his ass. And literally, I think everything that he says comes out of his ass. That's what I think. So I think, honestly, I think that really screwed him up. I think really, seriously, with the Hall of Fame.
They
don't want that. I think they don't want that controversy. Yeah. And they just said, we can just let him sort of pass. Because honestly, as a player, Theo Fleury deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. He was a great player. I used to like him. Mm-hmm. And you know where he was great too? In the old video games.
Yes, he was.
I think Theo Fleury was good. In whatever, I don't remember what it was, but he was good. But now he's just batshit crazy. And I have no problem to say that. And I mean, he can sue me if he wants. But he's batshit crazy. So
unfortunately,
he'd probably lose. All right, there's that. There is a rumor. Let's talk about this rumor before we go further, because this is just out. When did the 2 days ago with the Winnipeg Jets and McGroarty?
Maybe like 4 or 5 days. I think it's been a couple days.
A couple of days. Okay, so Rutger McGroarty, who is an American, I believe, right from the U.S. and TDP
program. I can look this up really quickly. Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay, and he was in the USNDTT, whatever.
The USHL, and he played for the University of Michigan the last 2 years.
Oh, okay. I thought he was on the national development team.
No, surprisingly, no.
Oh, I thought he was. Okay.
No.
But, I mean, he was I don't know what pick he was.
He was in the national development. He played in the USHL for the national development team. He was 14th overall in 2022.
So there's a 14th overall pick. I mean, this is a pretty good pick. He's a pretty good player, but citing, I guess, lack of communication with the Winnipeg Jets, feeling that they kind of overlooked him once they had drafted him, feeling that the Winnipeg Jets touched him once over here, and he's hurt by it. And he just doesn't want to play there anymore. So he's asked for a trade, and they're going to trade him, I would believe. So now Montreal's rumored to be in on this. Officially, they're rumored to be in on this. The trade that I see out there is Winnipeg's first pick that we have right now for this year, back to Winnipeg. Justin Barron going to join his brother.
Morgan,
that's the name. In Winnipeg, and we would get Rutger McGroarty, and I believe he's a winger.
He is a right winger.
So he's a right winger, and that's the position literally Montreal is trying to fill with an elite forward, right? Mm-hmm. And at the draft, essentially, that's who we all expect. They would get a winger with that number 5 pick. I think that's what most of us are expecting, because most people, literally, I've seen polls, most Habs fans are expecting them to draft Demidov, or at least hoping. And by not just like most by a bit, by like leaps and bounds.
By a ton.
It's most.
For a while, there was a lot of hype for Genlan Seneca, but it's gone right back to the start of we all want
Demidov. 3/4 of the Habs fans that answered the poll, and there was a lot of responses wanted Demidov. So so what was I saying? Oh yeah, that's the position. So this is a rumor that's out there. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to just ask Harry his opinion of McGroarty and this deal if it does happen. What do you think?
I'll say I like Rutger McGroarty. think he has potential to be a solid second liner in the NHL. I think there's some teams where he could work as a first liner. Weirdly enough, Winnipeg is actually one of those teams I think he actually would pan out. Philadelphia, I think, is another one of those where he would pan out to a first line level talent. Montreal, I see if we were to acquire him, I actually really like the package of simply just trading Winnipeg's pick right back to them and Justin Barron. I like Barron. His defense is a little lacking. I think in Winnipeg, something they need is a lot more defensemen, especially one that's as offensive as he is. They've already screwed over Ville Heinola, who was picked 20th overall in 2019. He's gotten a grand total of 35 games in the NHL, despite for the last 3 seasons, Jets fans saying he's ready, he looks ready, he should be in the NHL. They really screwed themselves out of Ville Heinola, so I think trying to reconcile that with a guy like Justin Barron works wonders. And especially you recoup a first-round pick for a guy that doesn't want to play for your organization, and you get a guy who was drafted as a second-rounder who still has good upside to be a legit top 4 defenseman. I think this deal would work out really well for both teams. I would be a little bit weary on it, though, as well, because especially with the Canadiens drafting, if the mock drafts that we have go according to plan, we're going to get a right winger, 5th overall. We're going to get a right winger. And that's what Rutger McGroarty is. Now, I looked on Elite Prospects as well. They list him as a center left wing, but Hockey DB lists him as a right winger. So I'm going to say he can play all 3 forward positions, which could make him more enticing to the Canadiens, because that is something as well that we do need, I think, for the future as a future left wing, right wing, depending on where we plan on playing Alex Newhook and Kirby Dach, of course. Whichever one that we need the remaining position of, that's what we need more of. So McGroarty could fit on the second line and then say, I'm not going to spoil it, but whoever we draft 5th overall, spoiler, it's a right winger. There's like 5 of those available to pick. Whoever plays their right wing and Newhook goes to the third line center spot, that works out. Rutger McGroarty, I think with the lack of communication with the Jets, I think it's more so because Brad Lambert was picked after him, 30th overall, and there's much more hype about him from that I've seen from Jets fans over Rutger McGroarty because Lambert came in, he played 1 game at the end of the year, he looked great. He had an assist, didn't play in the playoffs for them. But Brad Lambert has a lot of hype. Chaz Lucic doesn't really have much hype, but Nikita Chibrinkov came and played a game as well, and he got a goal. These are guys that got more points than Rutger McGroarty. Of course, it's only a game, but I think Rutger maybe expected the Jets to be communicating with him that, hey, we plan on giving you a contract either after this season or after next season. I'm assuming it's something like that.
Well, this is what I'm talking about, though. He didn't get any guidance, they didn't really talk to him. Like, he felt left out. And this is what he's saying, kind of.
Yeah, and I completely understand that. With a lot of top prospects like that, the team will fill the player in. Like,
I understand it too, but I mean, man up.
I get that to an extent, but again, like if you're going to be drafted to a team like Winnipeg, who's a consistent first round exit, they build a good team and then they collapse in the first round. I'd want to be, told like, hey, look, we plan on signing you after next year. We're going to put you in the AHL for a year, and then you're in the NHL. I want to be a part of a team that has a plan, not just for me, but for the organization. I don't want to be just randomly, hey, you want to sign?
I get it, but you have to earn your right to. In my opinion, I think you go where you're drafted. It's the same for everybody, and I don't like the fact that individual players can just decide that they want to go somewhere else. It's not how the draft is supposed to be. It's not fair to the team that drafted you. That's how I feel.
I mean, unless we're the Philadelphia Flyers getting back a haul for Eric Lindros, but
that's one of the reasons why I didn't like Lindros, was because of his demand that I'm not going there. I didn't like that.
Well, to be fair, with Lindros, he let them know before the draft that
still the attitude of I get to choose where. No, you don't. Everybody that came before you and everybody that's coming after you doesn't. Why do you get it?
Well, I mean, he didn't anyways because when the Flyers
he didn't.
He held out.
He started that trend. Well, actually, Mario Lemieux started that trend. And all he did was when Pittsburgh drafted him, he didn't go up on stage and put on the sweater. He stood up in his seat and then sat down. He didn't go up on stage. That was his protest. That started it. And that gave him up. That was a huge backlash for that at the time. So I'm just saying it's the different eras, and I get that. They're different players. It's not the same. But, yeah, Mario Lemieux started that trend. You get drafted, you go to that team. It's unfortunate if you don't like the team. But there's been some great players who got drafted to shitty teams, and they Mario Lemieux made the Pittsburgh Penguins again.
Yeah,
that's the whole idea in the draft.
The only thing is and I get what you're saying. You should play for the team, but Mario Lemieux and Eric Lindros, this is not the type of player that Rucker McGroarty is. He's a top 6 guy. Yes, I don't know. Here's the thing: if I got drafted to Winnipeg, I'd probably want out as well. I especially because they don't seem like they even have a plan anyways. So like
everybody who gets drafted to Arizona, think they wanted to go there?
I mean, some guys I think probably just accept it. I think there's a couple guys that are fine with going there. I think there's some guys that rejoice because they know they're going to get ice time. So
I just think you go where you're drafted.
I think so too, but I don't fault players who might want to trade, especially for a reason like this. Like there's no communication. They're not letting me know what the plan is.
I don't fault a player for feeling like they want to trade. I get it. It's the demanding of it I don't like. You know, like I don't
think he's demanding a trade. I think he's just saying, "Hey, I'd like to be traded. I don't see what the plan is." I don't think he's demanded a trade. I'm pretty sure he's
not going to play. I don't know how it came out. I'd be talking out of whatever that phrase is there you say at a turn, but I still don't like that idea because we had Cutter Gauthier demand his way out of Philadelphia. I just don't like that as a trend going forward. Then what's the use of a draft at that point? When you draft guys and then it's an open season, I don't want to go there. I want to go there. Like, you know, I don't like that where it leads to. That's my argument with it. Now, if Montreal trades for the kid, am I happy if they do? It's a yes and no situation, right? I like the talent. I like all that, but he's going to have to prove it to me. I'm going to be a little standoffish on him because of that. Mario Lemieux, believe me, I got one over. Lindros, for some reason, it wasn't just Lindros demanding that. There were things afterward, too, with his family that they just seemed like their noses were in the air. They were better than the hockey world. I didn't like that with Lindros. But look, Mario Lemieux, a couple of years, he became to love Pittsburgh, right? So I get not wanting to go somewhere, but you're drafted there. Make the most of it because that'll show a little bit about who you are. And I like that kind of guy better than saying, "Oh yeah, I don't want to play there. I'm gonna go over there." And then when he becomes to Montreal, then what? In 3 years, if the French fans don't like him, so he was going to want out. So
like I said, I think it's because of the plan. Montreal, like we've let Slavkovsky, for example, know, hey, we're signing you right away. We're going to do this and this or whatever. Like we've let that know.
There's teams that are better than others in a lot of different ways. Sometimes you get unlucky and you get drafted to the shitty team. I get it's not great for the player, and I fully understand the feeling that I don't really want to. But it's the history of it all. You got to sometimes man up. That's all.
No, yeah, I get that, but I think this is probably going to be just an agree to disagree thing. But like for me, Adam Fox, it's not really that big of a deal now that he wanted out of Calgary.
I know, but that's the problem.
Carolina, and then the Rangers.
That's the problem for me that it's now not that big a deal. I don't get to me that's a problem.
Well, I mean, it clearly is because Cutter Gauthier, everybody saw that.
No, I agree.
He was in the wrong. Everybody saw that he was in the wrong. I can't really fault him. I'll be honest.
But it's okay. He's in the wrong. But it goes. Mario Lemieux had such a big backlash for not going up on stage and putting on the jersey. And he didn't say anything. Whatever. He didn't really put them down or anything like that. He just stood up and he wouldn't go down there. I know. So it's just, and we're very different ages. So you're okay with the way it is today.
You were around during a time when the owners literally owned the players. I didn't agree with that. Didn't have, they didn't have free agency. The owners had the rights to the players, and they
owned them.
Get rid of them was to trade them.
They literally freaking owned them, and it's
literally owned them. You're from that time, and
yes,
not saying you agree with that, but you're from that era,
right?
Yeah,
and I get it that this could be this generation's that thing, right?
Exactly.
I don't agree with it, but you got it's the new way. It could be that. I don't like it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I willing to accept the trade if they make the trade? Of course.
Yeah, like I'll hope he does great in Montreal, but yeah, like
Oh, of course,
it
yeah.
would be a case where it's like, yeah, you need to earn it a little bit, see.
I get that it's a more modern thing, and if they trade for him, and whatever, sure, as long as he performs and he's good, then that's what he has to do. He's got to earn his way.
Yeah.
If he doesn't earn it on my, he's just gonna run out of Montreal.
Yeah. No, I will say though before we move on, I don't think the Habs would make the deal because he is either asking for the trade or requesting it. I don't think they would make it because he is asking out of Winnipeg. I don't think they would make that trade because it could show a little bit of a bad character. So I don't think the Habs would make the deal.
Right.
But I would accept it if they did.
Plus, it's not really a great sort of example that you want your young kids on the team to kind of look and go, oh, look what we can do if we're not happy.
Yeah. It's the same reason the Habs don't want Marty Necas.
I would think, right?
It's because he apparently wants first line minutes. We're not bumping Nick Suzuki first line. We're not bumping Kirby Dach off the second line, and Necas apparently doesn't want to play wing.
He's being a diva. That's not what Montreal is about.
Exactly.
It's not about divas.
It's about being a team.
Yes, team players.
Playing for each other. And friendship.
Brotherly love.
Hugs.
Brotherly love.
Exactly.
And pride.
That too, because it is Montreal after all.
Right on. No, Montreal. Right. Pride. And I mean it both ways. Why not?
Both ways.
No, seriously. Well, I support all that.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about this little rumor here. And we did a little bit before we started to record, but there's a rumor out there of this. And this comes from Alex Jaudoin. He's the guy that ate poulet. What's it called? Poulet rouge? Poulet rouge?
Baton Rouge?
Poulet rouge.
Poulet rouge.
So he ate from his restaurant every day for like a month. I forget the reason why. He ended up getting a promotion from the restaurant, blah, 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 blah.
I think it was it was either every time you went there, the Canadians won, or every time you went there, Caulfield scored. It was
every time he ate that. Yeah, Caulfield. It's something to do with Caulfield because the dinner that he promoted was the Caulfield meal or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So he says, here's what I heard from my informant in Russia. This is why I think it might be a joke. No. Ivan Demidov is on the verge of signing a 2-year extension with SKA. Treg Wilson, who was on last week on this show, says he doesn't want to play NHL unless a certain team picks him. Now, hinting at it's Montreal. No. And it might be true. This actually might be true. I don't believe in that re-signing thing in Russia. The reason is like last week or the week before, Demidov came out and said he will be here. Not this. He's got 1 year and he'll be here the next season.
He is coming next year.
He said that from his mouth. He said that. So I don't see that being a thing. For me, the point here is Montreal Canadiens, are they his team? Like we just talked about with what's his name there?
Marco
McGroarty. So like is Demidov is his preference Montreal? And it seems like it might be that he wants to come to Montreal. And I don't think it's not like if Chicago picks him, he's gonna go to Chicago. But I think he wants now. Montreal is interviewing him again because apparently he's had a few meetings with them already. Tomorrow night. I think Thursday because I think that came out today. This news that I'm talking about came out today. So tomorrow he's got a meeting with Kent Hughes. Interview, I guess. I think Montreal is definitely interested in Demidov. I don't think there's any doubt from the reporting that's out there. They're interested in him.
Definitely. I believe so.
And more than likely, if Demidov is there, and it only matters who else is there and who else is gone, if Demidov is there at 5, I'm going to say they're taking Demidov. It's not the guy I really want, but I'm also not going to say I don't want Demidov because during the season, when I saw his highlights and we talked about it on shows, I wanted Demidov. There's no doubt, right? So I can't be a hypocrite and come out, no, I want Ginla, so I don't want Demidov. Like some people are doing, although with Demidov, it's Demidov or bust, and we're going to have that in case they don't pick him. And I think even if they don't pick him because he's already gone, these people are going to complain that they didn't move up to get him.
Yeah. Why didn't you give up 3 first-rounders to move up? Why didn't you give up Caulfield to move up?
And then if it happens to be that he's there, but he wasn't their main target and they pick somebody else, it's going to be insane on Twitter and social media in general. And just for that, and so we don't have that, I hope they pick Demidov. I mean, that in that round, that reign, that's what I want it just for that alone. And I'm not saying he's a bad pick or anything. I'm going to be happy. If they decide that it's that guy, I'm trusting in them. He's not my guy necessarily, but I'm trusting in them that that's the guy. And as much as I don't want them to pick a defenseman, if they go that way, there's a reason. And I'm not going to second guess the reason with all kinds of conspiracy theories and whines and cries and farts out my ass because I don't like the guy they picked. There's going to be a reason for it, and I trust in these guys. Till they let me down, until they've made some bad moves, there's no reason. He can make a bad move, and he's still got my trust because it would be the first one. Yeah, I'm not going to blow up on this bad.
Oh my God, he's made 28 good moves, but he made the one bad move. He's going to
fire him. We're not like that. I know Harry's not like that. I'm not.
No, not at all.
But unfortunately, there's a lot of Habs fans that are like that. Yeah, and I think they're all on Twitter. I think they all are.
They are. Absolutely.
And there's a couple of them that I like. There's a couple of guys I follow and I like them. Yeah. And yet they're these insane do or die. Like if they don't pick this guy, I'm dying.
They don't pick the guy I like, then I am done with this team. I'm supporting the Senators for a week until I realize that that's the wrong move and I'm going back.
Oh no, that's the thing though. These guys are still on Michkov.
Exactly. And it's like we got the better player at the pick, though.
Oh, no, they're not convinced. Until Reinbacher plays, they're not convinced. Okay, it's funny that we got there. It's an interesting segue because I was going to kind of leave this out, but let's talk about it because we just sort of got there.
Okay.
So a lot of you Habs fans that might be watching this probably know who Grant McCagg is. He is the guy that correctly predicted Slavkovsky as Montreal's pick when nobody thought. And he's a former scout, and he's got a channel and all that. I thought he was a lunatic with the Slav thing. He was right. I went, maybe I should pay more attention to what he says. And I've been following him pretty closely ever since. Now, this is something he said on a podcast, so I didn't see that. And apparently, I don't know how it came up. I just know that he said, and I think this might have been taken out of context if it was reported, but the whole context wasn't there, that he would like to see Michkov struggle. Now, people are taking it for his whole career, and blah, 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 so that Reinbacher doesn't have all the heat, that if Michkov is great, right? Now, I believe McCagg meant it for his first season and not beyond that, and he's come out and said that he didn't mean that a kid should suck his whole career. And there's and I agree with this reason. I'm fine with saying that. I do too. I hope Michkov kind of struggles in the first year. I think he will for other reasons, but so that Reinbacher doesn't have to take all the hate that he got last year. Like, why does he deserve that? So anyway, I guess, do you agree with Grant McCagg?
Yeah, I agree with you, and Grant, absolutely. I want Michkov to struggle. First of all, it'd be hilarious to see Flyers fans piss their diapers again over Michkov because
you realize Alex is not going to like you any better now because of that.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care. No, Alex, we love you. We love you, Alex. But okay, most Flyers fans, it'd be hilarious to see them pissing their diapers. For those who don't know, I agree though. I had some beef with Flyers fans a couple months ago. For those who don't know, I called Michkov, a 40-goal scorer.
That's a bad thing. 40 goals in the NHL, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Boy.
Like people.
You must hate him.
Oh, yeah, I called him a 40-goal scorer, and people got pissed at me. I made a really good video, guys. Go check it out on my channel, because I know this is going on the Don't Book With Media channel. Check out my channel. Look up Dear Michkov, or regarding Michkov, Harry Rice. genuinely one of my favorite videos I've done. But I have some beef with Flyers fans. And also, I actually do think he is going to struggle because he's used to the North American he's used to the European ice, which is a lot bigger than the North American ice. The North American ice is very closely defensed and smaller than the European ice. So he's not going to have the amount of space that he has in Russia or playing in other leagues. I don't know if he's playing
not around the net anyway. He's not going to get space around the net.
So. You know, he's not going to be able to bat pucks in off of goaltenders, take it right off their pad. He's not going to be able to do any of that.
He's not going to be able to stand around the net with his stick.
No
way, it's not happening.
Yeah, no. And he's not going to transition his game into being an Alex Ovechkin, stand in the spot and manage to get around guys and somehow stay open 24/7.
Okay, but he's not his game. That's not his game.
No, but he's not going to be able to transition to that if he isn't able to stay around the net.
I wouldn't see him transitioning to that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Michkov, like I would like to see him struggle that first year, especially if Reinbacher is supposed to make the Canadiens roster out of camp this year, which we'll discuss that obviously closer to September and October once training camp starts. But I wouldn't want to see them go directly head to head because I don't want that comparison out there for Reinbacher's sake. I don't want him to have to struggle with, how's Michkov doing compared to me? How are Habs fans going to treat me? You know, it's not good anyways. Like,
it's not fair to him.
No, it's not at all. You're comparing a guy who's supposed to be a goal scorer compared to a guy who's more of a Roman Josi defensive-esque sort of two-way defenseman. Completely different. You can't really compare forward to defenseman anyways. But comparing a guy who's supposed to be a 40-goal scorer to a guy who maybe could have a career year of 20 goals, maybe has a career year of 60 points. Two completely different players that should not be compared, other than the fact of how can he defend Michkov and how can Michkov get around Reinbacher when they're on the ice against each other, which, as far as I know, even in international competition, I don't think has happened once, I don't think. So, can't compare them two right now.
So. I don't think they're playing
So, again, head-to-head, when they're playing each other, go for it. Compare them all you want, that's fine. But to compare the types of players they are, it's not good for Reinbacher.
Projecting what they are, they're two different.
Exactly.
I mean, it is hard to do. But Reinbacher projects to be a star.
He does. He projects to be a Roman Josi defenseman.
No, but he does because Switzerland, they track all draft eligible players for like 5 years leading up. Reinbacher rated and ranked second behind Connor Bedard. And all the players in his group,
in his draft,
they had him
year,
second best pick to make.
Yeah.
So
now, of course, these projections might be wrong. He might be 7, completely bust. Who knows?
But it's still, he deserved to be there.
Exactly.
He deserved.
And if anything, he should have made it to Montreal. He should have gone higher, if anything.
He maybe should have. And even this year, in a good draft for defensemen, most experts think he's. I've heard anywhere from 3rd to 5th he would be in this draft.
Which puts him behind Anton Levshunov, but still, that's on par with Anton Siliev, Zane Perrin, Zeev Buyam, who the Habs
Dickinson, like in those, he'd be in that group.
Yeah, exactly. Which I'd have no issue with.
Quality defenseman.
Exactly.
You know, he's not the sexy name of Michkov.
Yeah.
That's really
despite the fact that Demidov is Reinbacher's not the name. Despite the fact that Ivan Demidov will clearly be better than Matvei Michkov, I think.
Yeah, to say clearly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know, but I mean, I think there's a good chance that
Demidov he'll be the better overall player, I should say. He'll have more playmaking and defense. I think there's a really good chance
that that's true. My worry, the red flag for me with Demidov,
the lack of KHL games.
Yeah, is where he played. You watch some of his highlights. I mean, is there defense? Is he playing against defense? The defenses are not good.
Not necessarily.
It's the MHL. Okay, here's how I put it. Jordan Wheel played here, right?
Yes.
We know what Jordan Wheel did in the NHL. Jordan Wheel in the AHL, in juniors, was a scorer. He put up big points, right? So he goes to the KHL now as an older player, and he's in the top. I don't know where he ended, but there was a lot. He was in the top 10
or something.
He was in the top 10 in scoring in the KHL, right? So that tells me the KHL is like a little better than the juniors here.
Yeah, and I compared it to. I still think it's a little bit better than juniors, definitely. But
Okay, but
no,
it's somewhere between junior and AHL.
Definitely, it's definitely not the number 2 league in the world, which is unfortunate because I loved watching like KHL games from when Ovechkin was around. It's hard to find them, but you finding them from when Ovechkin was around and when Sergei Mozyakin was tearing up the KHL and could have come to the NHL and put up 50 goals and 100 points. At least I think so. Might just be I'm a big fan of Sergei Mozyakin, but I think he could have done well for the NHL.
Oh, there was probably a lot of older Russians that could have done really good here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But like it sucks seeing the KHL deteriorate so much. I wish I could say, yeah, Michkov's tearing up a red hot KHL. Good for him.
But he's
not. He's tearing up the KHL when it's the worst it's been in its almost 20 years of existence.
So then Demidov is tearing up the MHL, but I mean it's lower league than the KHL.
Yeah.
So this worries me about Demidov being the pick.
I could see that a little bit. I mean, he did play 4 games in St. Petersburg in the KHL. I believe he had no points, and if I remember correctly, it was a -2. I didn't put it on my notes for the potential guys at 5. I didn't put it on my notes, but
4 games. I'm not going to judge.
Exactly, it's only 4 games, but I'm
but
confident.
for me, that's a red flag. For me, it's a red flag. That's why for me, Demidov, I wouldn't take. Lindstrom's back issues, while not crazy bad, it's a red flag if you've got guys that are equal or really right there, right? And you have a Ginla and Seneca. I'd rather go that way.
I completely get that. I definitely get that. I mean, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, oh well, Demidov's going to tear up the KHL, so it's clear he'll be a top line forward. No, I think if he plays in the KHL and plays very well, I think that'll show that he can at least go. He'll at least be good.
Yeah, I'll feel better he does that. But I'm worried about just the MHL. That's kind of worries me. Now, what I don't get is, now, who am I to say to all of these teams who scouts, and they're really high on him, right? Who am I to say that they're wrong? I'm not really, it'd be stupid. I'm Billy Basement. I mean, that's really, I'm a little bit better because I've done this for a few years. I'm a little bit better, but that's all I am, right? So if they take Demidov, I gotta trust in that they know what they're doing. They know, but I mean, he's not for me particularly. I'll be okay with it and all that, but I mean, I have my eye on these 2 guys. Now, from all the talk that's going on, we're gonna get there. Actually, you know what? We're gonna get there right now. We'll talk about everything else I got. We made these people wait. Well, almost 40 minutes for a Habs Mock Draft. So what we're going to do right now, and it would have been a little better if Matt was going to be here because it would have been 3 of us. We probably would have had some differences. It would have been a little bit better, but the 2 best are here anyway. So it's not a problem. Don't tell Matt I said that, though, right? Don't tell Matt.
Yeah, no.
And if you do tell Matt I said that, just remember to say that Harry fully agreed with me.
I mean, that's true.
Remember that. Okay. So what we're going to do here is a mock draft. I'm sure you all know what a mock draft is. This is just Habs specific. We're only going to pick who we think or can try to, at our best ability, as moderately better Billy Basements, try to figure out who they're good. Now, admittedly, I don't have all 7 rounds because I couldn't really get there. Now, Harry does, but he admitted to me that it's not for any, like, he's super better. He just was able to on players we don't really know. I mean,
I found a couple names that's like, this could be the pick. I basically just threw darts at a dartboard and just picked
hard. Unless you're really into prospects and know like 300 prospects.
Yeah.
It's really going to be hard in those rounds. So I can go probably, what do I got here? 1, 2, 3, 5, like 6, maybe 7 picks. He's going to do the rest. What he's got after that, we're going to do 1 each. And I'm going to let Harry start with number at this, and we're going to go through them like that. And also before, let us know in the comment section, we're crazy? What the fuck? I never heard of that guy. You agree or you disagree in the comment section? Let us know how you think about that.
Yeah. All right, so for 5th overall, I have the Canadians picking Alexander Guy. He is an unranked. No, obviously.
Here we go. Who? What the fuck? You starting like that? Oh my god!
All right. No,
I
legitimately.
want those drugs. Whatever drugs you were on when you wrote that up, I want them.
All right, no, legitimately, no, 5th overall. I'll say for the viewers watching, I kind of cheated for the first round picks. I did 2 each because there's an abundance of guys. It would be unfair
cheating.
if I only did 1.
Yeah, I only asked you to do it your way. I didn't
Yeah.
ask you to do it any specific way, so it's not cheating at all.
Yeah. So for 5th overall, I have 2 guys, and I'll say the first guy you guys are gonna know. It's dependent on Anaheim picking Anton Silyev and then Columbus picking anyone but this guy. I think the pick, it's almost seemingly obvious at this point. It's going to be one of Ivan Demidov, and I'll get to the second guy in a minute. But I believe it's going to be Ivan Demidov. He's 18 years old, 6 foot, 192 pounds. He played for SKA St. Petersburg this year. He had 4 games there. He played in the SKA Neva for St. Petersburg in the MHL, where he had 30 games, 23 goals, 37 assists for 60 points with 20 penalty minutes, and a plus 47. He is the consensus ranked number 2 pick. However, we know Chicago is basically going for Levshinov. And then again, Anaheim seems to go for one of Anton Silyev or Beckett Seneca right now. I keep calling him Senecki for some reason.
Yeah, I know, because that's how we first thought it was pronounced.
Yeah, exactly. And then it seems like Columbus is interested in one of the remaining of Seneca or Lindstrom. It seems they're not even thinking about Demidov now. So there's a chance he could fall to Montreal. But I did put another guy in case he is taken right before. I'm not going to do this for every pick. Like I said, just the first 2. TJ Ginla, who I'm pretty sure is the guy who you're also going to say is the pick, Rick. He is a right winger, 17 years old. He does turn 18 in August, though. Same exact. He's 6 foot, 100.
He's one of the youngest in the draft, so there's benefit there of a little extra time with him.
Yep, there is. Exact same as Demidov. He's 6 foot and 192 pounds as well. So
is he 192 now?
Yep. I looked these up.
I didn't hear his weight. I knew he was 6 feet though. He's 6 feet a little and a quarter or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But yeah, per the measurements, they're both 6 foot, 192 pounds, which I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
TJ Ginla, though, did not play in Russia. He, I don't think he even got anywhere close to Russia. He played for the Canola Rockets of the WHL. Where this year he played 64 regular season games with 47 goals, added 37 assists for 84 points, 35 penalty minutes, and a plus 17. In the playoffs, he got into 11 games, 9 goals, 6 assists for 15 points, plus 5, no penalty minutes. He also got into 7 World Championship games, World Juniors Championship games. He played 7 games, 6 goals, 12 points. He's ranked between 5 and 10. I've seen anywhere from, he can go to Montreal all the way to Calgary. Duh.
No, even 13, even now, he's still anywhere from, like you say,
I've seen a couple.
from three, because Button has him at 3. And
Button does.
Going over a few here, like today, for compare, and down to 13.
I did a general consensus. I just looked usually like, okay, he's most commonly ranked to 5 to 10, so I didn't do like 3 to 13, but I just took the general.
That's right. I just thought I'd just, in case people had seen him at 13, But
yeah, he's generally ranked 5 to 10, like Rick said.
It's a crazy draft.
There's
crazy
he could
draft.
go 3. He could fall to 21. I don't think he gets past Calgary, but who knows? Anything's happens.
Isn't that funny that I've seen mocks where he gets past Calgary, and I'm wondering, what are they thinking? Because I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I mean, just the fans, bringing in fans, that's a great thing.
And plus, like, everyone in Calgary wants this.
I think most of their fans want Tijigan.
Yeah. I will say, if Montreal doesn't pick him, he doesn't get past Ottawa. Ottawa picks him, I think. But unless they do a trade with Calgary, obviously. I pitched this on the mock draft that I did yesterday, which, by the way, if you guys are watching this, haven't watched either of mine or Rick's mock drafts, go do that. Very good content. But I had a mock trade on mine that involved a pick swap of 6 and 9. No memes intended there. But between Utah and Calgary, they'd flip picks. They'd flip picks so Calgary gets to pick TJ Ginla. They guarantee him they'd give up, I think, 2 seconds to Utah. So I had a mock draft there. I could see that, or a mock trade. But for Montreal, I think the pick's Demidov. That's what I still see. I think Demidov still has I agree with the consensus ranking number 2. I think he arguably has the biggest upside of any of the prospects, especially in the first round. a little more than Macklin Celebrini. I think they're going to be neck and neck, but I think Demidov has a little bit more offense. Celebrini seems more a bit of a sacrificing offense to play defensive type of game to me. So I want Demidov. I think the pick's Demidov. So yeah, I'll hand it off to you now, Rick, so I don't steal all your thunder with TJ Ginla.
Well, your like apology for having 2. I've got 4 because I think it's one of these 4 guys, but I'm agreeing with you 100% from what it looks like as of today, with more, I think more accurate information sort of getting out there. Doesn't mean it's like 100%, but it seems like it's going to be Demidov if he's there. And then if they're going over, leading up to it, and it looks like Demidov will be there, but it doesn't mean it's going to be that way. So Demidov, but he's not the guy I would pick. And it's not that I don't like, I said, not that I don't like Demidov. I just worry about the fact that he's only played in the MHL. Now, the guy that I want only played in junior, so maybe what I'm saying means nothing, so I'll agree with that. So I agree. It's probably going to be Demidov. But for me, the next in order next is Ginla, Seneca, and Lindstrom. I do believe Lindstrom's going to go to Columbus, so I don't think he'll be there. Seneca is very good possibility that he could go to either Anaheim or Columbus. Like, it's very possible. But I think it's going to be Lindstrom in Columbus. And I think Seneca will survive and be taken after Montreal's pick. But if Montreal were to pick Seneca, I'm a little bit more into that over Demidov. Demidov's MHL experience only kind of worries me. And like I say, I could be wrong and being stupid. I'm just a Billy Basement. I get that. So that's how I think. That's how I see it. I don't think Montreal is picking a defenseman. There's no need to, except this reason. If, as we talked about, the McGroarty trade, if that happens, or somebody like that, and they pick up that guy that can actually fill that spot starting this season coming, and he's, that kind of talented, that age group, that kind of thing, then they could go defenseman because there's some really good defensemen. But I don't think that's where they're looking at first. I just think at the draft, we're going to find out. Like, I don't think they're making a trade. I think this trade's going to happen that day of the draft. At what point? I have no clue. So there you go. Okay.
I would think it happens around the pick, probably.
Probably, yeah. But who knows?
Because, the Doc trade, that was announced, right at... actually, no, the Doc trade, that was announced at, 4th overall, I'm pretty sure, actually.
Montreal's, yeah.
When we traded 13th for Romanov for 13th and then 13th for Doc, I'm pretty sure that was announced 4th, 5th overall.
But we had the Slav pick that year. That was the Slav year, right?
Yeah, it was Slav, and then we also had a pick at 13, and we
so
ended up picking that
happened.
Doc.
Yeah, it happened around the 13th pick, right?
No, I think it happened around 4 or 5.
I don't even remember. Yeah, I can't tell you.
No, yeah, because I remember watching the draft, and we have a trade to announce for those in the building who might like it. And I was thinking, holy shit, Montreal traded up to 5th or something like that. So I'm pretty sure it happened around there.
Yeah, you might be right about that. I can't remember. So you're younger and less brain, so I'm going to believe you.
I didn't want to say it, but thank you, Rick. I appreciate it.
I said it myself.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I guess we're moving on 26 now?
Yeah.
All right, 26th, again, I have 2 guys here. This is the last one that I actually have 2 guys for. This one of the picks is a very homer pick, and the other one is a very weird pick. So the first guy that I have that the Canadiens could pick is, of course, Cole Hudson. We've talked about him. He's Lane's brother. He is a guy who's projected to go in the second round. We'll get to that in a second. He's 17 years old. He actually turns 18 on Friday, on the day of the first round of the draft. Yeah. He's 5'10", only 159 pounds, which he does need to bulk up. He'll get there, though. I've got no worries about that. He does play for the U.S. National U18 team and the U.S. National Team Development Program in the USHL. And he has already committed to Boston University for 24-25, so I'm sure Matt's going to love that. That's one reason I wish we had Matt here. And this year in 23-24 with the National Development Program, he played 51 games, 15 goals, 36 assists for 51 points, 52 penalty minutes, a little bit feisty, and a plus 22. He also had 4 goals and 13 points in 7 World Junior games this year. I'll admit, it is a little bit of a reach. He's projected between 33 and 46, so very wide range. But he is projected in that range. So Lane, I believe, has said that he believes Cole is going to be even better than him. So just off that, he should go higher than Lane, which he's projected to. I think the Habs should go for this, even if it means you have too many defensemen. You can never have too many defensemen. Especially if you compare the brothers up together, maybe the brothers. I'm from New York, apparently. But if you compare the brothers up on the same team, I think that'd be great. I'd love if you can get the threesome, and that didn't sound right. If you can get the 3 of them and sign Quinn in free agency because he's about to be a free agent, that I just love that. Get all the Sutters. Let's do that all over again. I think that was St. Louis that did that, but
yeah,
I want Cole Hudson. However, a guy that I could see Montreal picking, and I'm going to butcher the hell of his name. I apologize. He's French, so I think that explains why I can't pronounce his name properly. Dean Letourneau. He's 18 years old.
Well, there
Dean
you go.
Letourneau. He's a 6'7", big ass boy, 214. Is he actually?
Yeah.
Oh shit! He's a centerman. He's from he's actually from, I believe, Salisbury to Valleyfield. I believe this is the guy that.
Is he from Valleyfield? Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, no. I think it's the next pick. Actually, I think it's my next pick because I also have another guy who's French going at that pick. But Dean Letourneau, obviously, he's French. You can tell by the name. He's from Quebec, I believe. He's in St. Andrews College, but he's already committed to Boston College, so Matt's not going to like that one, for 25-26. This year, he played 56 games in college, 61 games, 66 assists for 127 points with 74 points, and I didn't mark his plus-minus, so I think that means it's a +0.
But it's ranked in high school, right?
Oh, yeah, high school. Yeah, sorry, yeah. It said St. Andrews College, but yeah, I believe that
shouldn't turn anybody off. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. He is ranked between 32 and 40. The Hughes and Gordon regime are known for picking guys that are off the board or who they see as best player available that other teams might not. So that's why I could see them going either Hudson or Letourneau. Again, 6'7" centerman. If the rumors are true that Philip Mazar has a bad attitude, especially in regards to how he played this year in juniors, that's your perfect third line center replacement. He's a big motherfucker. That's the guy that I wouldn't mind, but I would personally want Cole Hudson. But I would not be. I would not see the Canadians picking the wrong guy if it's Letourneau.
Yeah, I got Letourneau, and I just came to that today. I had somebody else there, but I'll tell you, I actually have my second option is them trading that pick.
That's true.
I'm kind of sure they're probably going to trade that pick.
Yeah, I think they're definitely talking about it. I don't know if it gets done, but I definitely think if it doesn't happen, I think we'll hear a day or two after the draft, oh, the Habs tried to trade the pick, but they ended up making it. I think we'll hear that for sure.
It's kind of one or the other, but yeah, I think Dean Letourneau he might be a little bit of a stretch, but he's one of those guys that if he does reach his potential, it's a huge home run.
Yes.
One of the reasons is the size, but if he's got all the talent that goes to go with that, you're hitting a home run there. It's a bit of a risk, though. So I don't know if they'll do that, but yeah, I got him there. And then trading. I mean, I think we talked about it for McGroarty. That would be trading that pick away. Yep. I do think that happens though at the draft. I think as their pick approaches, if their guy they want isn't there, I think they could trade that, or they might do it a little bit ahead, like that morning or the day before, and pick up McGroarty and it's gone. So, I don't know. I don't know if they make the pick or not, but yeah, I'm gonna agree with Letourneau.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course, I don't think you could. I don't think you'd be upset if we picked Cole Hudson though either. I don't think you'd be upset with that.
You know, it's funny because in my mock draft that you just told people to go watch, it's on my channel. I should put a link here. But go watch mine and then go watch Harry's after.
Oh yeah, watch Rick's
Mine first.
definitely.
No, but I had Cole Hudson going to Chicago with their second pick at 18.
Oh, 18. Wow.
Yeah, and I realized after though I did it, it's like, oh shit, that's a real stretch.
I mean, with their second rounder, maybe they could pick
in
him,
this draft, maybe not.
Yeah, maybe.
No, but yeah, I had him at 18, so like that's really off.
I mean, to be fair, the Coyotes last year picked Dmitry Simachev at 6 when he wasn't projected to go until like the 40s, I think.
No, it happens. It does happen.
Yeah.
It's not like it couldn't happen, but I mean, it's a bit of a stretch.
It's very improbable, but could happen.
Right, improbable. You like I just tried to say.
Yeah, like people say, improbable but not impossible.
Right, there you go. Even better.
Yeah.
All right. So you got for number 57.
Yeah, for 57, I have
just to remind people, 37. They traded to I think Winnipeg, right? It was there was a or Edmonton. I'm not sure who, but the 37th pick that they should have, they traded away.
That pick was traded. Oh God! All right, here we go. So that pick is with Winnipeg. The Habs traded it to Arizona in the Christian Dvorak deal. They then flipped that pick to LA for Sean Durzi, who then flipped that pick to Winnipeg in the infamous Pierre-Luc Dubois trade.
There you go. There's a roundabout way that it got there.
Yeah. So there you go. So we don't have 37, unfortunately, but 57, I think we do get a good player, at least the way that I see it. He's a little bit of an undersized kid, but you know what? His weight's there. I think he probably, this guy grows another inch or two over the next year. Ladies, you can agree. You can never go wrong with an extra inch or two. But
that's
the guy I have
last night. That's what she said last night.
The guy that I have been picked at 57 is Justin Poirier. He's a
I was struggling to take him. Yeah, he's a little small for me. No, but he's just on the small side. Although the guy I've got is small too. But yeah, Justin Poirier, that's a good one.
Yeah, Justin Poirier. He's 17 years old. He does turn 18 in September, so he's another one of the youngest players in the draft.
That's right.
Like we mentioned, he is small. He's 5'8", but 181 pounds. So small,
right. So he's not a small body per se. Like he's got
just a small in size,
but he's a little short. But I mean, he's wide-ish.
Yeah. If he were a woman, he'd be considered pudgy.
There you go.
That was out of left hand. I apologize to they're all two women that are watching this. He played for the backhanded compliment to the podcast if I ever heard one. He plays for the Bay Como Drakkar in the QMJHL. I apologize to any Bay Como fans. I butchered that.
No, Drakkar is right. The
Drakkar. Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah.
For this past season, 23-24, obviously he played in 68 games, 51 goals, which he has the Q, but still pretty decent.
He's a goal scorer. He's a goal scorer. This kid. Yeah. 31
assists, 82 points. Did put up 68 penalty minutes, so got a little bit of a streak to him. Plus 40 as well. And in the playoffs, 17 games, 18 goals, 9 assists, 27 points, 12 penalty minutes, and plus 12. He is projected between 60 and 69. Very nice. So it would be a bit of a reach at 57, but you know what? The Canadiens, at the point of the second round, you're at that point where who cares? Pick who you think is the best player at that point. Poirier, I'd love him with the Canadiens. I think he'd be a great third-line type player, very similar to a Sean Farrell, Joshua Waugh, I feel, just with probably a bit more goal scoring. He's one of those guys that I see being picked in the second round that you look back 7 years from now and you think, how did this guy not get picked in the first round? I see Justin Poirier being a big gem. Whether he goes to Montreal or elsewhere, he's one of those guys I really like. Justin Poirier. Seen some highlights. Damn good shot. And I really like him.
Right? So it's like a homegrown kid.
Yeah, I think he's the guy that's from Salaberry to Valleyfield.
That could be, that could be.
Let me actually look him up like really quick.
I had him in my, I think, second go round in making this list. I had him there, and I was considering Poirier, and it was just his height. But then I settled on this guy, and I don't think he's much bigger, and that's Max Plant. I think so. Max Plant is I don't even know how to describe him. He is a checking guy. I think he's a checking kind of guy, but I mean, there's quality. He's ranked in the Atlantic list. I gotta find him there. He's ranked a lot higher than I thought he'd be. He's ranked at 60. So I originally had him lower, like farther down the draft. But like he's ranked right there where Montreal is. I don't know that much about him. I like the name. I don't know if he's related to Jacques Plante at all.
Derek Plante.
Oh, okay, they're a former NHLer.
Yeah. He had a couple 20-goal seasons.
He's a left wing. That's all I do. What's his height? You have that? What's his height and weight?
For Max Plante, I
I
got
thought
that
you
real
had it in
quick.
front of you.
5'11", 176 pounds.
Right, and he's like a checker, but a quality checker, third line kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's best I could do.
That's right. That's good.
And next one, I think we're both the same.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna flip my picks because I was looking at this. The guy that I had originally going at 70, I'm gonna move to 78 because that makes more sense. At 70, I have Atos Koivu. Yeah, there we go. So we both have Koivu at 70. He's 18 years old. He actually turned 18 when we're uploading this 5 days ago, actually. So,
okay.
Yeah, he's a 6 foot, 170 pounds. He played for TPS Turco, TPS U18, and TPS U20 this year. Just 4 games in the
where Saku played.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it played.
Oh wait, I might have been mistaking Demidov's and Koivu stats. I know Demidov did play 4 games in Petersburg with 0 points. Atos played 4 games in the Liga with no points, no PIMs, and a -2 is the one that I was.
Yeah, if you look up his hockey DB, you're gonna go, what?
Yeah, that's all you're gonna see. If you usually prospects, that's where you'll see. Or just listen to me because I'm about to say them.
Yeah, you gotta go where you can see all of his stats, not just whatever. And it was
not just the professional league stats. Yeah, I don't.
It's just dumb that that's all they list there. It's like what?
I agree.
Okay, Matt says, "Oh my fuck! I thought we were filming tomorrow." Just okay. Keep going.
In the TPSU U18 this year, Atos Koivu. I'm probably butchering Atos, but Atos.
I think Atos Koivu.
Atos. If I'm butchering it though, I don't know why he'd be watching this, but I apologize, Mr. Koivu. In the TPS U18, he played 20 games, 9 goals, 13 assists, 22 points, and 6 penalty minutes. And with the U20s, so interestingly, with older players, 28 games, 16 goals, 15 assists, 31 points, 32 penalty minutes, and he was also a +1. And in the playoffs, which I believe was with the U20, 10 games, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points, 4 penalty minutes, but a -5. But I'm putting that more to the team generally just not being good rather than him specifically being the reason they were cost those games. Koivu's a guy, he's ranked anywhere from 73 to 95. Right. So he could go here. The Habs could pick him at 78 like I originally had him.
Yeah.
He could maybe fall to 102, but I see him being one of those guys.
A little bit. Like it's hard to tell.
Yep.
I had him here too. I had him here. He's Koivu's kid. Kind of one of the reasons why I like Iginla is the pedigree, right? It's not just because, like we said with Max Plante, his dad was but it's not the reason why I wanted that guy. But Iginla, I think that pedigree means something, and I think with Koivu, it's the father, is the type of player, the character that the parent was.
His uncle's Mikko Koivu as well.
Right, and I think if that rubs off on these kids, and apparently I know Iginla, it apparently did, and I'm going to say I think it did with Koivu as well. I think that makes them. It's a kid I want to take a chance on. Let's put it that way, right? And I think the Habs would take him too because of that pedigree. Yeah, I think it's a selling point. If he's probably that's a draw. You want to see Koivu's kid? Like there's things. There's a lot of things around there, and I think he merits it. I think he does merit it, and that's why I got him there.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, of course, there's a chance the Wild could also pick him. Of course, can't forget about that. Miku, his uncle. Minnesota Wild fans are kind of wanting Atos Koivu in the 2nd or 3rd round, which that's also understandable. That'd also be kind of cool. I'll admit it'd be weird to see a Koivu wearing anything other than the Canadiens or Wild at this point, but or the Ducks. Saku did play with the Ducks for a while.
Right. I always thought that was so weird to see him.
It was. Especially when we didn't re-sign him and then let him walk to free agent.
I didn't like that. I did not.
That was a shitty management group. Jesus. Yeah. And actually, technically, Miku did play 4 games in Columbus, then realized it was so bad that he fucking retired mid-season.
That's right, eh?
Yeah, or not 4 games. I think I'm really
He
focused
played
on.
there for short, very short.
I got to load it up because it's gonna bug me. 7 games, a goal and assist, 2 points, and then he said, "You know what? Maybe I'm better not playing hockey." But
That's a sign to retire.
yeah. All right, enough shitting on Columbus from me though. But yeah, no, I want Atos as a Canadian. I was mentioning off stream, and I'll mention it here. This could be the one pick that I see the management group going, you know what? Here's one for the fans. He's going to be good anyways. Let's make this one here. I could see that being a good fan pick for Montreal. Of course, I do think it would be more of like a, oh yeah, this is also for this. It'd be more obviously based off of scale, and one of the afterthoughts would be, oh yeah, this is for the fans because Koivu used to be with us, so yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, no, I want H.S. Koivu as a Canadian. Again, it might just be me as a fan. If I were in management, maybe I'd say otherwise, but I want H.S. Koivu as a Canadian, just like Rick does.
Yeah. No, Ados is yeah. I don't know enough about him. I just have to know that he's Koivu's kid. I saw his numbers. He's got a little more height than his dad. You know, he's got that push back to his game. Yeah, I would like to see him here. See what he can do.
Oh yeah. All right. For 78, the guy who I originally had at 70, but like I said, I switched these picks, seeing where they were generally ranked, is the only overager I have the Canadians selecting. Well, the only real overager. I think I have a 19-year-old in here somewhere. Never mind, I don't. So this is.
I don't even know how old these guys are.
Yeah, the only overager. He's 21 years old. It's a goaltender, Ilya Nabokov, who I believe is related to Evgeny. I believe I actually didn't look that up. But he's 6'1", 179 pounds. He played for, oh god, Metalug Manitogorg of the KHL. Any Russians watching this, I apologize. His stats this year, which I get, it's the KHL and he's an overager, but still nothing to shake a stick at. 43 games played. He had a 23-13-3 record, a 2.15 goals against average, and a .930 save percentage. And in the playoffs, where Metalug won the Gagarin Cup, he played 23 games, 16-6-0 record, 1.82 goals against average, and a .942 save percentage. He is, very good numbers. He's generally ranked between 85 and 91 from what I've seen. So it would still be a little bit of a quote-unquote reach, if you can even consider by this point of the third round a reach at all. Yeah, he's an overager. He's 21. I'd assume 1 or 2 more years in the K, and he could potentially come over. Of course, with any Russian picks or any picks in general, the issue might be, does he want to come over? It's the reason Artemi Panarin didn't go drafted in 2010. There was thought he wouldn't come over. Sergei Mozyakin, the reason he was one of the last picks in 2002, there was rumor that he wouldn't come over, and those rumors were proven right. He never did. Panarin did. Tarasenko fell in 2010 because will he come over? It's looking like he will. It's just a matter of when. And Nabokov, I could see him maybe falling potentially to 102, 130 because he's Russian. But if the Canadians have interviewed him at all, if he even has come over for interviews, I haven't read anything about that. Yeah, probably not. 4th round guys at that point, send him a text. Hey, you playing? No. But
yeah, right.
Just get a random email from just some random number. You in the draft? You signed him with the NHL? Oh yeah, sure. I'll answer this. Yeah, definitely. It's like no name, just a random number.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. But yeah, no. Ilya Nabokov, like I said,
new number. Who dis?
A new number. Who dis? Exactly. But yeah, like I said, 78. I wouldn't mind the Canadians taking a risk on him. Seems worth it. And of course, you can never have too many goalies, even though we already do have Jacob Fowler, Quentin Miller, Jacob Dobesh, the other Russian guy who I completely forgot his name. I apologize to that guy. You can never have too many good goaltenders. You can always trade them off for future assets. True. I think Nabokov, especially at this pick, might be one of the best players at that time. I wouldn't mind him whatsoever. Again, he's 21, could potentially come over in a couple of years. I'd like Ilya Nabokov. There are some good players around that range, though, that I understand if we didn't pick him.
No, definitely. Besides, how do we know? All right, my guy is a defenseman. I believe he's a defenseman. Let me look that up. No, he's a center. How do you like that? Didn't even know. So his name is Owen Allard. He is 20, so he's a little bit on the old side. He is 6'2", 207 pounds, shoots left, so he's a left side defenseman. This is what he's Canadian. This is what where am I at? Elite Prospect says about him. A never-ending motor of physical skills, power. Allard. Wait, I didn't read that right. A never-ending motor of physical skills, power. Allard. There you go. Reading is important. Yeah. He sprints after every puck, winning the body position battle on every defender who gets in his way. Even without the puck, he creates with his willingness to battle and subtle space-creating skills. Sounds good already. So, I don't know much about this kid, but looking around. Anyway, he is ranked anywhere from pretty horribly in the hundreds and high hundreds to it's kind of come down to in the 60s, low 60s. So I think at what pick are we at here? 78?
78, yeah.
Yeah, so I think, he might not be there. Because I think the Athletic one had him at tied for 62nd. Does he drop a little? It's hard to tell in these, if they're going to go up or down a little bit. If he's there, I think that's a good pick. Best I can say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just hearing that, I'm a fan of him. I think he'd be interesting. Would not mind seeing him as a potential Canadiens prospect. Owen Allard, wouldn't mind that.
At center, and center's a good position to draft.
Never too many of those.
Yeah, sounds like a good pick to me too.
Nah.
Let's go with that. There you go. So what are we up to? 102?
Yes, we are. Number 102. I picked someone. Admittedly, this one's more so for the name because it's a little bit of a meme. But you know what? This guy I legitimately think could be good. He's another wildly ranked differently prospect. His name is Kevin He. He's a left winger. Kevin He is a left winger, 18 years old. He's 5'11", 181 pounds. He's with the Niagara Ice Dogs of the OHL. This past year, he played 64 games. He had 31 goals, 22 assists, 53 points, 66 penalty minutes, and a -13. He is generally ranked, no playoff stats, by the way. The Ice Dogs didn't make the playoffs. He is generally ranked between 79 and 105. So he's one of those prospects where he's going 4th round or he's going 6th round, it feels like. He's a speedy guy. He's got a nice heavy shot. Kevin, he's one of those guys where, like with Owen Allard, they said he has an elite motor. He powers through every part of the game. He seems to be very solid. He's one of those guys as well, just like Justin Poirier, where I see it as if he pans out, he's going to be a big gem. If he busts, he's going to bust hard. I wouldn't mind taking the risk with Kevin. He's a left winger as well, so that could always help us out more so on the second, third line role, I should say. However, I will say, especially if we're at the point where the 4th, 5th round, if you're drafted more so for the AHL, I've got no problem with that because you do need to build a good AHL along with a good NHL. You do need to have a lot of good, solid players to go with your generating young talent. So Kevin, he's one of those guys. He pans out in the NHL or the AHL. It's a good pick. I like him. He's a good player.
All right. My guy is a goalie. I don't know that he's going to be there still at, what are we at, 102? His name is Marcus Gidloff. I just tried to get his info on Elite Prospects. Says I need an account, a paid account. So I don't have that. I don't subscribe there. What I know of him, he's 6'6". He is got good numbers, like a 9.23 save percentage and like a 2.22 goals against. I believe he plays in Finland, something like that. Just seems like he's a big guy. He puts up good numbers. At 102, I think they should take a goalie somewhere in a draft. Every draft, you should draft at least one, I think, my opinion. That's the guy I kind of think could be there later, could drop down to there and be quality pick there and quality prospect. So Marcus Gidloff.
All right, Marcus Gidloff. Could be interesting. All right, I like that.
Could be.
Next guy that I have is a little bit more of a of like this guy fell type of guy. I will say he's generally ranked between 77 and 98. We're at 130 now, so you could say this guy goes at 102, and then Kevin he maybe ends up falling. I don't know. You could say I don't know. Maybe Ilya Nabokov falls some more because he's an overage or he's undersized goaltender. Maybe, however you want to see this panning out, go ahead and do that. But the guy I have being picked, his name is Andre Koss. He's also a left winger, 18 years old, 6'2", 176 pounds. He played for Kovi in the Metis League. He also played for Ilves in the U20s. He played with the World Championships, World Junior Championships, and internationally in with Kovi in 23-24. Just 14 games, but 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points, 8 penalty minutes. No plus minus. Well, plus 0 technically, but no plus minus. He also had 5 goals and 11 points in 21 international Czech games and just 1 goal in 5 World Junior games. He's a two-way guy. He's able to work the boards well. He's one of those guys that he's not necessarily flashy, but he does all the little things right. That's why he doesn't have that many points. I try to do a little bit of lookup for like these later guys. But yeah, Andre Koss, from what I was able to see, very solid, reliable, two-way kind of guy. One of those defensive type of players. Won't put up more than maybe 15, 20 points if he were to make the NHL. But he's a very well-respected defensively. So Koss, 130. Why not take the risk on him?
130. Jeez, that's where we're at, eh?
Yeah.
All right, I got my last. This is my last one because I don't have anybody after this guy. So at 130, I've got this kid from where is he from? Minnetonka High School in the U.S. 28 games there, 26 goals, 27 assists, 53 points. So he can put up numbers. He's going to University of Minnesota next year. That's a good university for hockey. He is now on this page. It says 6'2". I believe he's 6'4" right now. He's 6'4", around 190. He is a left wing, and he's played on. No, that's not the development team. That's all I got on him. He's a big guy. He is a winger. He seems to be a goal scorer. And it's not so bad out of a high school. It's not so bad. It might take him a little bit longer to get here. He is how old? They don't say his age. Born in 2005, December 2005. So
19.
He's 19. So there you go. He's 19. Yeah, I think this is a possibility. He moved up because I know I've seen him as low as like around 200, but then I've seen him like move like in the 97, like he moved up 100 spots in the final spot. So I think this kid is a potential. I like the height. I like the fact that he's a goal scorer, and he's puts up numbers. It is high school, and it's a little hard to tell, but I mean we're talking about 134th. So yeah, so that's my guy, Javon Moore.
All right, so my 134. I think you meant 130 or 130.
You are 134, no?
No, because my 134 I have not said yet.
Okay. That was 130 then.
All right, I believe the rest of this time is going to be me because, like you said, Rick, you don't have any more.
I'll go to sleep.
The pressure is on me. So 134, and I'll admit right now, I picked this guy purely because of his name. Not a meme like Kevin He, but because of his last name. He's a right winger from the Halifax Mooseheads, the QMJHL, Logan Crosby. Of course, there's the rumors that the Canadiens might be in on Sidney Crosby because he might be getting traded from the Penguins. I have no clue if they're related. Okay. I have no clue. He is from Nova Scotia, and I believe Sidney is also from Nova Scotia, I believe. Nova Scotia,
that's right.
So maybe there might be. I don't know. Maybe.
Some way, they're related somehow.
Yeah, maybe cousins or something. Maybe
cousins.
Maybe Sidney's the uncle. I don't know. But he's 6'2", 183 pounds, so he's got a little bit of NHL height and weight there already, a little bit. Like I said, he played for the Halifax Mooseheads and the QMJHL. the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. In this past year, the 23-24, he played 33 games, 9 goals, 13 assists, 22 points, just 2 penalty minutes, and a plus 16. And in the playoffs, he played 4 games, just 1 assist, no points, no penalty minutes, but he was a plus 1. He is ranked 143, 145, 169, and 183, so he could go here. He could go anywhere from one of our next 2 picks based off what we have so far. He's a guy who Crosby-esque challenging of defenders. Not necessarily he has the skills like Crosby, but he wants to challenge defenders. He'd take the puck in and go against the defenders rather than passing sometimes. But he is a guy who is not afraid to shoot. Does gather a lot of rebounds due to deflections, or a lot of assists, I should say. Crosby, again, he's one of those guys I have no issue with the Canadiens picking, especially if it's the meme. We finally got a Crosby on the team. I'd have no issue there. I think it'd be really fun.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it, yeah. Speaking of worth it, 166 overall is a guy that I see being a really solid gem in the draft. And it's not just literally because of his name and his pedigree, but just from what I've seen, this kid looks like he could be something. Miroslav Shatan, a centerman. He's 18 years old. He is 6'7" and 190 pounds. And yes, he is the son of Miroslav Shatan, the former Buffalo Sabre. Unfortunately, never was a New Jersey Devil. He played for the HC Slovan. Brent, I think I misspelled this.
Shatan never played in New Jersey? You sure?
Unfortunately not. He never played New Jersey. Closest he got was, I think, the Islanders and the Sabres, but he never played for the other New York teams. I butchered the spelling of this. He played in Bratislava for the U20s in Slovakia. He had, this past year, 26 games, 14 goals, 16 assists for 30 points, 20 penalty minutes, and a plus 14. He also added 4 assists in 7 World Junior games, and in the 13 international junior games he played, he had 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points. From what I'm seeing here, he's ranked anywhere from 85 to 229. For example,
that's a variance.
Yeah, for example, McKean's has him at 229, but then Malloy and the Hockey Pro Report, I believe is what it is, has him 85. Recruit Scouting has him 150. And Draft Prospects Hockey has him 163. He's a good stripper. Yes, exactly how you think it is. No, he's able to strip the puck off opponents very well, apparently. He's a guy who has he's able to create a lot of space because he's goddamn big boy, 6'7". He's one of those guys that very solid frame. He knows how to use his body. He knows how to how to play the puck in that manner. Again, big ranking difference, 85 to 229. He can go here. He could go where we have Kevin He projected. He could go as late as our last pick, apparently.
Yeah.
But either way, Shatan, I'd love to take the risk on him. It'd be great to have Satan in Montreal finally.
Satan.
Yeah. All right. 198 now. I have the Canadiens picking another goaltender. Admittedly, a little bit weird, yes, but another goaltender. Why not? Like I said, you can never go wrong with too many goalies. Worst case scenario, oh no, you trade him, you get more assets. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's so bad. But I have all right, 210. I'm not gonna say the goalie now. The goalie I have Chase Wutsky. He's 17 years old.
I'm out there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
He turns 18 next month. He's 6'2", 161 pounds. He plays for the Red Deer Rebels of the WHL. This past year, he played 36 games, a 19-10-2 record, a 2.82 goals against average, and a 904 save percentage. And in the playoffs, he did play 7 games. Sorry?
That's not bad out there.
Yeah, no, and especially in the playoffs, where he lost in the first round, I believe. Like I said, he only played 7 games, but a 4-2-1 record, 2.48 goals against average, and a 924 save percentage. So got better during the playoffs.
That's good.
I said genuinely ranked between 169, and then I didn't put what the second part of it was. So I'm gonna have to find that really quick. Sorry.
What's his name? Wutsky?
Chase Wutsky. Oh, sorry. He's ranked at 169.
So if he doesn't have a good game, you call him what the fuck ski?
You could, yes, you very well could do that.
Yeah,
McKean's the only one that ranked him. They had him at 169.
the only one that ranked him?
Yeah, McKean's the only one that ranked this kid 169.
Hey, that's your red flag.
I mean, it could be, but then again, maybe people are just not aware of this kid. Yeah, so 198. I'd have no problem with Chase Woodsky. Could be a fun pick. Who knows? 210. I could argue you could swap 210 and 224, but with no, but especially because of where they're ranked. But with 210, I have the Canadiens selecting Alexander Guy. He's a right winger. He is 18 years old.
I thought he was 5th overall.
No, but Alexander Guy is 18 years old, 6'2", 190 pounds. He played for the Val d'Or 4 years in the QMJHL. This past year, he played 63 games, 23 goals, 16 assists, 39 points, 62 penalty minutes. However, was a minus 37 on, I believe, one of the worst teams in the Q.
Yeah, I don't think they were good, Val d'Or.
No. Guy, I will say, he's unranked. However, these Quebec Canadians might want to make at least one of those picks, just not piss off 20% of their fan base. Yeah. Guy also, I think, has potential to be a decent fourth line winger in the league. He is listed as a power forward on the site that I'm looking at, Elite Prospects. Apparently, he shoots the puck very well, so he's one of those guys. He does engage against the boards. He's able to pass out into traffic or pass the puck out of traffic. He's able to win puck battles. He's one of those he's very much it seems like a tall Gallagher type of player. So you can never go wrong with too many of those types of guys on the fourth line. So Alexander Guy.
Alexander Guy. And we'll hear Guy.
We very well could. And with the last pick, another guy who was only ranked by McKean's
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Didn't we have the 210th pick?
I thought we did as well at a point. And
it seems like we don't, right?
Apparently we don't.
Okay, I don't know what happened to that pick.
I'm looking it up now. We do have 210.
So we do or we don't, because I thought I saw like a list where we don't have it.
No, we do have 210. That's where I had Guy being picked.
Oh, okay. So
we actually apparently we have.
Okay, I misunderstood where Guy was.
Oh no, yeah, Chase Woodsky 198. Okay, no, yeah, so 110. Right. Yeah,
that's a stupid question to me.
Yeah, because he was. No, it's fine. He was acquired in the that pick was acquired in the Edmondson trade from Washington.
Right. Okay. That's
along with 78th. So this trade can end up being Joel Edmondson for Alexander Guy and Ilya Nabokov or Atos Koivu.
Ooh.
So
never know.
Could be a very big loss for the Capitals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with 224, as I originally thought it was 222. Thank you, the site that I used. And thank you, Elite Prospect, Cap Friendly, for reminding me that the Lane Hudson trade is not complete yet until this pick is made.
That's where we got this pick from?
Yep, we got it in the Brett Kulak deal. We retained 50% on Kulak to get William Lagesson, the 2024 7th round pick that were 224, and the second round pick that became Lane Hudson, which...
All right.
I mean, given that the Oilers almost won the cup, that almost turned into a win-win, but...
I'll tell you, guarantee this pick will not be Lane Hudson. Okay. It won't be anything like Lane Hudson.
And I don't think it can be Quinn Hudson. I don't even think he could be picked, technically, in the draft, because I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. Let me look it up. Yeah, he's 22, so unfortunately, as funny as it would be, we could not pick Quinn with this pick.
Wouldn't be a good player like Lane Hudson is what I meant, obviously.
It wouldn't. Yeah, no, it won't be.
Second to last pick in the draft.
Yeah, who is going to be the second to last Mr. Irrelevant in the draft? To me, it's going to be a guy who, again, was only ranked by McKean's Hockey. He's ranked 276. He's the only player on this sheet of paper that I'm holding. And I'm not going to tell you guys that's him. No. He's a centerman. He's 18 years old. Hunter Lang. Hunter Lang. This is a kid. He's a net front presence. I'm going to tell you his size.
Brother?
He very well could be.
You never know.
Don't believe he's black, though, so I don't think he could be the son of
it could be his half-brother.
Could be. Very well. That is true. Could be a son, could be a grandson. No, his father was actually Quentin Lang, it says here. So, former NHLer, he played a grand total of 79 NHL games, 3 goals, 11 points.
With who?
I believe all of them with the Washington Capitals. Yes, all of them with the Washington Capitals. Yeah, no, yeah, he played between 2007 and 2010. He actually did get games, not during the playoffs, but during the season where the Habs came back down 3-1 against the Capitals in the first round.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Didn't get into the playoffs, though. Maybe he could have been the game changer for the Capitals.
Never know.
My head canon now.
I doubt
it. So Hunter Lang, he is the guy that I have picked at 224. He is 6'6". So when I tell you he's a net front presence, that is a big boy. 6'6", he's 192 pounds. Like I said, net front presence, he's listed as being a two-way type of center. He's apparently very solid on the puck. He plays for the Prince George Cougars of the WHL. Rick, did you hear that about Hunter Lang?
What?
He is a net front presence who is 6'6".
Oh, yeah. I heard you. 6'6". That's good.
Yeah.
A lot of big guys in this draft.
Yeah. In the WHL this year, he played 66 games. He scored 11 goals, 14 assists, 25 points. He had 32 penalty minutes and a -5. And in the playoffs, he played 10 games. He played 10 games, just a goal, but 4 penalty minutes and a +1. So not incredibly impressive, but you know what? For a guy who's like that net front presence, he's probably getting a lot more imaginary points because he's staying in front of the net. He's probably the reason some goals end up going in the net. So, Hunter Lang, 7th round pick. You can never go wrong with, again, Brendan Gallagher-esque, stays in front of the net. Seems like a hard worker. You can't go wrong with those types of guys. And Gallagher was a 5th round pick. Hunter Lang, maybe the next Brendan Gallagher, 7th round pick. I think it'd be interesting. And I'd like to see him drafted by the Habs.
There you go. There's our mock draft for 2024. Hopefully next year I'll be able to complete all 7 rounds. This year, that's the best I could do. All right, so we come to an end of this episode. Let us know what you think about our picks here, or like anything that we talked about here. Especially, were you surprised to find out that Shay Weber had a sex change operation? Definitely let us know about that in the comment section. We will be back next week to do the breakdown of what the Habs actually got. And I guess we can compare and see if we got any of them right. I'm sure. Yeah. I have a feeling we'll get the first one. After hopefully. That, it's hard to tell who's going to be right. So we'll see next week how many we got right. And Matt will probably be on saying, "Oh, look, I had everybody. Look, my list." Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, let us know in the comment section what you thought. You can also let us know any topics you might want us to talk about, any questions you may have in the comments or in an email. Email is in the description of this video. And that's all I got for you. That's it. Check out Harry's mock draft. Check out my mock draft.
Yeah.
We got 2 days to go. This is Wednesday night that we record this. So there's 2 days to go. This time in 2 days, the draft should be over by now. In 2 days, what do you think?
First round, yeah, but
should be about over.
Yeah,
I imagine it's going to be about 2.5, 3 hours for the first night. So, question for you before we go: are you doing anything on Saturday for the second round?
No, because we got family coming over.
Okay, so I might be. I haven't really decided, but I might be doing some on Saturday. I haven't really checked out the schedule and all that, so. Look for it. It might be out there that I'm going to be doing a live stream for the second round and all, or just a wrap up after it for the rest of the rounds. We'll see. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it as always. And have a great week. If you're going to watch the draft, you can choose from one of us. Harry's doing a live stream for the draft. We are doing a big one on. Well, it depends because guys have backed out already, but definitely on Talking Habs, Matt and I are doing the draft. Alex is going to join us. Cam cannot. He's going to be traveling for work, so he can't. And yeah, check out either one. You flip a coin, decide who. I'm sure you're gonna like it either way. And yeah, enjoy the draft and have a good week. And we'll talk to you next week. That's it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Peace out, and have a great rest of the whenever you're watching this. Ciao, everybody. I'm gonna stop talking now. Yeah, I think we're gonna stop talking. Ciao.
See ya.